Okay, in this video I'll go through what's called the product rule in differentiation, and as the name suggests, we use this when we have a product of two or more functions. But let's say we have a product of two functions of x. So let's say y is equal to u times v, where u and v are both functions of x. So u might be equal to fx and v equals gx. And all this means is u might be a function something like say x plus 3, and gx might be some other function like sine x, cos x, or it could even be something like say x squared plus 2x, and that's what we want to differentiate. And if the two functions are being multiplied together, what the product rule tells us is that the derivative of u times v is given by u times dv over dx plus v times du over dx. And this one here is just basically the rule. And all it's saying is that if you have two functions being multiplying together, then to find the derivative, all you got to do is take the first function times the derivative of the second, plus the second function times the derivative of the first, and then add them together. Again, this will be a lot clearer once I go through an example. So let's say I take two functions. Let's say I have the first bracket, it says say, x squared plus 3x plus 4 times 2x plus 6. And the product rule is mostly useful when most of the time you use it when you have things like e to the power x, sine x, cos x, and all trigonometric functions. But since I haven't gone through the derivatives of them yet, I'll just use basic polynomials. Now in this case, of course, you could multiply the brackets out and then work it out. But for this example, let's use the product rule. Now the first thing is to identify if this is a case where you need to use the product rule. You can see that there's a multiplication here. This function is multiplying the second function. So once you have a multiplication, you want to use the product rule, and I'll call this my function u, and I'll call this v. Okay, so in this case, u will be equal to x squared plus 3x plus 4. V is equal to 2x plus 6. And if you look at the solution here, I'm saying what it says is if y is equal to u times v, dy over dx is equal to this. So I already have u and v. U and v are what's given in the question. So what I need to work out is what's dv over dx and what's du over dx. Now if I differentiate this function, I can get du over dx. So I get 2x plus 3. That's differentiating x squared plus 3x plus 4. And dv over dx would be equal to differentiating this function with respect to x. I get 2. Okay, now all I got to do is just substitute back into this formula I have. So it says dy over dx is equal to u times dv over dx. Now u is this function, that's the first function. So I have x squared plus 3x plus 4 times dv over dx. So times dv over dx, which is equal to 2. Then I've got plus v. V is equal to 2x plus 6. 2x plus 6 times du over dx. Now du over dx is the 2x plus 3, so I have 2x plus 3. And this would be dy over dx for this function. You can, if you want, multiply it out and then collect like terms together, but I'll just leave it at that step. And these two steps here that I've done, you write u and then du over dx, v and dv over dx. That was just to explain the method, and you can do that in your exam. But usually you should be able to do this without these intermediate steps. So let's take another example, probably slightly easier one. So let's say we have y equals x squared plus 4 times 2x plus 7, let's say. So the first thing is to mark out your u and v. So let's say that's my u and that's my v. So dy over dx, and it's probably a good idea to write down the formula every time that you use it. So the formula is dy over dx is equal to u dv over dx plus v times du over dx. So that's the first function times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. So first of all, the first function u is equal to x squared plus 4. So I have x squared plus 4 times dv over dx. So the derivative of this part, that's equal to 2. I have plus the function v, which is my second function, that's 2x plus 7. And then I got du times du over dx. So that's differentiating this part, I get 2 times x. So that will be the derivative of this function here.